we've got a new manager in place, what are some of the things that we need to put in place to make sure that the team works together effectively?
A manager only has so many hours in the day, and it is her ability to make sensible, thoughtful decisions about how she uses her time that is most important. Now, I am a big fan of Stephen Covey's 4 quadrants time management, and he says that we should look at our work in 2 dimensions. The first is we have tasks that are important. And there's only one thing that makes those tasks important, and that is they lead to the achievement of our goals. So we cannot make informed, mindful, thoughtful decisions about how to spend our time unless we know what our goals are. So it starts with being really clear on what am I trying to achieve here. So we have tasks that contribute to the achievement of our goals, and they're important. And we have tasks that don't contribute to the achievement of our goals, so they're not important. And this is the bit that makes managers twitchy, because that also means that sometimes you get asked to do stuff by your boss or somebody else's boss, and it doesn't contribute to the achievement of your goals. Therefore, it's not important. That does not mean you're not going to do it, but it does mean that you're going to think about it in a particular way. Now, before you can even think about the tasks that are not important, you need to be giving time to the tasks that are important. There are 2 types of important tasks. There are important tasks that are urgent. They have a deadline. They're happening today. It's a crisis. It's an emergency. If you still have a job, you're probably taking care of those tasks. So I'm not going to talk about those now. But there's a second type of task which does relate to your goal achievement, but it doesn't have a deadline. Planning, strategy, developing your team members, building relationships, problem prevention, all of those contribute to the achievement of your goals, but they don't have a deadline. And those are the tasks that usually get bumped in favor of the unimportant but urgent tasks. So what needs to happen is a manager needs to carve out time to spend with team members individually, to spend with the team as a whole, and the purpose of that time is to develop team members, develop the whole team, think about work going forward, prevent future problems, think strategically, and the only way to do that is to schedule it in the calendar. I guide and advise my clients to treat those as appointments. Even if it is only an appointment with yourself, it's an appointment. I go even further. I challenge them to treat it as a matter of integrity. I wouldn't just not turn up at a meeting with a client. So why would I not turn up to a meeting with myself? So that's one of the things that a manager needs to do, is to make sure that time in their calendar is ring-fenced for those really important quality tasks. Then, of course, the dilemma is, what do I do with those tasks that do not make a contribution to my goals, but I do need to do them because my boss asked for them, or his boss asked for them, or it's just work that needs to be done. And we have a number of tactics. The first is to delegate. If there's somebody else whose time would be better spent doing this than yours, delegate. And in that instance, your response when asked to do the task is, absolutely, we'll be able to do that for you. I won't be doing it myself. I am asking Elizabeth to handle it, if you wouldn't mind following up with her. That would be great. So one tactic is delegate. Second tactic is to relegate. It's completely appropriate to arrive at work and to scroll through your emails to see if there's anything urgent that needs to be taken care of. Everything else can be relegated to a later, less important part of the day. That's a form of relegation. Third tactic would be negotiate. You're asked to do something at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, to be back by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. You're not going to say, no, I'm not going to do it, but you can say, absolutely, got your email, I'll have the work for you. It won't be at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, but you can have it by close of play on Friday. That's a form of negotiate. All of those are tactics for dealing with work that doesn't contribute to the achievement of your goals. And please remember that the standard of performance for something that doesn't contribute to goal achievement is done. It doesn't have to be excellent.
I think one of the things that stood out for me as you were talking again was that concept of psychological safety within the team, enabling the kind of communication where you could say, look, can this be shuffled around? Could somebody else do it? You know, the delegate, relegate, negotiate.
Absolutely. It's about creating an environment in the team where we can question, we can say what needs to be said, we can put our challenges on the table. If, for example, my manager needs me to do something, makes no contribution to my goals, but he needs me to do something because he needs to deliver it somewhere. If my plate is full, at least I'm in a position to say, here's what I've got on my plate. What shall I put down in order to take care of this priority of yours? And at least then those issues are articulated. Nobody is surprised that you put that ball down and you're going to pick it up again when this current urgent task is dealt with.
That's really useful, and I think those are three important strategies for people to remember so that they don't get overwhelmed and take on work that they're not going to be able to do effectively. So thank you very much for that advice.
Most welcome.